champions collide.
This is not a fight for the faint of heart.
Expect all action. A fearless attack to win at any cost.
Oh!
And a fight destined to be an all-out war.
I am the end. Toe-to-toe we go.
Luis Neri and Brendan Figueroa clash for the world title.
This action is going to be en fuego. This is the end.
On Showtime.
There's no doubt this week's UFC 262 is going to be a can't-miss event. If you haven't already, make sure you set your DraftKings Fantasy MMA lineup for this one.
DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the UFC, is offering all customers a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes this weekend.
Fantasy MMA is easy to play. Pick 6 fighters, stay under the salary cap, and get points for advances, takedowns, and more.
There's no better way to put your MMA knowledge to the test and compete for a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes.
Plus, let's not forget about all the promotions DraftKings has for basketball and hockey throughout the week as well.
DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your funds at your convenience.
Download the DraftKings app now and use the promo code SMOKE at your shop for millions of dollars of total prizes throughout the week.
That's promo code SMOKE to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes, only at DraftKings.
Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for more details. Welcome back to another edition of All the Smoke.
Pedro, what's up, bro?
Day 2 in LA. It's been a good, got off to a good start yesterday.
Yeah, man, I'm on a high right now. I'm high, but I'm on a high.
As you should
it's
be.
a bar.
Oh, bar, baby bar. We got someone y'all been waiting on, man, been asking for. When you gonna get him? When you gonna get him? When you gonna get him? We found this motherfucker, man. Gilbert Arenas.
Hibachi.
What's happening, baby?
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you for
your
having me,
time.
Good to see you, boy.
Thank you for your time. 2020 was crazy. Tell me one thing you took from 2020.
That you either catch up or get left.
Mm-hmm.
Shit wasn't gonna be the same. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You wasn't gonna be it wasn't gonna be the same as you were. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you either had to catch someone who was in front of you or separate yourself, or you're just gonna get left.
And what'd you do?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. My weight caught me. My weight caught me, but, you know, it gave me enough time to think about the future, think about the past, and then, you know, just trying to, you know, build and, you know, just be a smarter man than I was before.
Season's crazy. Obviously, went to the bubble. Could you have handled the bubble? What kind of shenanigans would you have got into in the bubble?
That would have went right up my alley, though, because, you know,
just straight hoop.
On game day, I'm a mute. I'm a hermit. You know what I mean? I didn't talk on the phones. I use as least words I can possibly use on game days. You know, I'm just all thinking about the game. So that would have been an amazing environment for me personally. But the team we had, it would have been a struggle. Because as a vet, you still got to think about the rest of the players.
What team are you taking in the bubble with you? What team are you talking about?
Like, if I was going to take a team in the bubble, it would have been with Larry Hughes in it, because I know, all right, that's a cool group.
What team did you not want to take?
Sean Stevenson group? Oh, no. I got Sean, I got a young JaVale, I got Andre Bloch. You know, you got Nick Young still. You know, like, nah, they wouldn't have handled that bubble right. It would have been a whole bunch of lose. And they wouldn't have said no chicken wings. We came in for the ass.
Hey, what teams and players are you following these days?
You know, obviously, you know, you're going to watch what Brooklyn's doing over there. You're going to watch the Lakers, Clippers. You know, Philly, you know, it's, you know.
Up and down.
You know, it's up and down.
What do you feel like they're missing?
Jimmy Butler.
Facts.
You know, I thought that who he was as a player and a person, you know, a third option, smart enough to understand that I have go-to guys. Let me give them the ball and I'll do what I do. If I need to carry, I'll carry, but then I'm going to feed off of you guys. But he's a bucket getter at the end. So I thought he would put Embiid in check when it counted. And he really
looked up to him too.
Yeah, and because he's gonna challenge Embiid. You know, with Embiid being an alpha by himself, he's still young. There's no one to keep him in check.
Yeah.
You have an imbalanced team.
Yeah. Talk to me. I mean, I love your basketball analysis. I don't think you get enough credit for it. So while we got you here, talk to me about Brooklyn. What you see over there, and their ceiling if they have one.
They have too much offense. And it's scary because with the type of players they have, you can't double. You can't set no type of game plan for. And if you have to go against them in 7 games, I mean, 1 is going to give you problems. 2 on fire, you lost. 3 on fire, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So unless the Lakers start acquiring more talent to keep up with the scoring, no one's going to be able to shut them down long enough to win any game.
So you see them winning it all this year if they stay healthy?
Me too. We all had that.
Talk to me about the Lakers.
They won a championship last year, and I gave the coaching staff a C- at best. I just thought some of the lineups they had didn't do the team well. You know, you go small ball and you have AD and LeBron doing their pick and roll. You got 3 guys who can't create. They're corner guys. If they're corner guys, they're never going to drive, they're never going to penetrate, what do I need to guard them for? You know what I mean? I'm just going to put all my eyes on you two. Now you two got to work harder. They're here for defense, but they're guarding someone who's trying to score 30. So this guy, even with great defense, he's going to score 20. You're giving me 5. That's 15 points somebody else have to make up. So I just thought the lineups made it harder for the Lakers. You know, I was like, I play 2K. So I wanted to see fucking Kuzma at the 1, LeBron at the 2, AD at the 3, JaVale at the 4, Dwight at the 5, and say, yo, meet me at the rim.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that was my lineup. I said, yo, if they would have put that, against Miami, that series would have been over in 2.
Quick, yeah. Real quick.
They would have just quit the other 2 games like, nah, we ain't even going to show up for these 2.
Clippers.
What about them?
What do you think about them?
I mean, besides them being the Clippers?
Yeah. Will Paul and Kawhi work?
Yeah. It's hard because you don't really have a real alpha male. You got Kawhi's quiet. He's a quiet guy. You know where you're gonna get from him. Paul is still, I think he's fighting for his stardom back. Injuries. Even last year, 2 shoulder injuries. So mentally, he's still challenging himself. With the rest of the team, you need someone who can anchor them all, but still be good enough to contribute. And I don't think they had it last year, and I don't think they have it this year. They just don't have enough to keep them on top.
Rondo doesn't do. How do you think Rondo helps the equation?
Rondo changes things. They did need a point guard, but you lose scoring off the bench with Lou. So, I mean, if they would have kept Lou, then, I'm like, okay, I like the team a lot better. But the fact that you lose 20 points coming off the bench, it kind of really hurts your squad. So you lose basically both your 6-mans from last year. You lose one of the Clippers, and lose out. So where's the points going to come from when you really need it?
Last team, Milwaukee. What do you need to see from Giannis, you feel, for them to reach their potential?
Skill. It's still raw talent.
Explain that, because some people don't understand, because he's winning MVP awards, he's putting up crazy numbers, but I know exactly what you're talking about, but explain that for the people who don't.
Raw talent is the Westbrooks. Where you're just God's gift. You know what I mean? You're God's gift. You're that super athletic guy that you got by with athleticism, being stronger, faster. And when I say skill, it's like the 4th quarter is where skill comes into play. It's like being in LA at fucking 5 o'clock. Once that freeway hits, that Bugatti doesn't mean shit. You know what I mean? Having a Bugatti, you better off having a fucking Honda at that point. You know what I mean? So you can maneuver through traffic at least. So when the game gets the last 2 minutes and in the playoffs, when it's a half-court game, he doesn't have skill. He's still trying to play this regular season open court style. And he needs to learn how to back to the basket, understand the concept of a double, understand when to give it up and let those guys hit shots so you can take over later. And he still hasn't, gotten that part of his game down yet.
Have you ever shot an airball from the free throw line?
No, I'm a guard. Come on, man. We don't do that.
Okay, so that's one thing I said. You'll never be the best player in the league to me if you shoot an airball from the free throw line. I've never done that in my life.
Jack,
no shape, form, or fashion.
He hates that shit. Oh,
how does that happen?
Yeah, but come on. You've been around a bad free throw shooter, right? And they practice more than anybody else.
Yeah.
They practice more than anybody else. Them lights, bruh. Them lights turn on. They get the shaking in them knees. And you already know what they say. Just don't. Just on air ball.
That's
just on air ball.
And
that's what they do.
That's like when you're golfing. Don't hit it in the water. Don't hit it in the water. Where the fuck you going? In the water.
I would never shoot an air ball at the free throw line. It's a free shot. It's a free throw. So you get to throw it up there for free.
I know, but that's what those guys do. They practice on those all day, and when them lights kick on, bro, it's a whole different element.
Yeah, I don't get it. So, what do you think about the incredible guard play we see? Like Kyrie and all the guards that's in the league right now.
You know me, I'm a scoring guard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm loving it.
Right.
I love the concept of 5 weapons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always said it, if your point guard is a pure point guard and he's making the team better, that means the team is not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have go-getters, they don't need you.
Right.
They don't need the point guards sitting here trying to make plays.
Yeah.
Like, but just give me the goddamn ball. Let me do my thing.
Get out of my way.
So the fact that, these guards are just, showing all this ability, I get to smile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm in the era where they were calling somebody like Steph a ball hog.
Yeah.
And he got 8 assists.
Yep.
I'm like, shit, if he got 8 assists, he's a ball hog. Don't even look this way. Don't even look this way. I can give you 5. I'm going to give you 5. Those going to be a good 5. Other than that, bro, I'm looking at that rim. I train too much. I train too much to be passing the ball just like, here you go. Yeah, I know you took 20 shots, in warm-ups, but I'm going to go ahead and give you the ball.
In
warm-ups. Give you the ball. Like, nah, man, that's selfish. That's selfish that you want the ball and you don't practice on your game that much.
Yeah.
You said something right there.
That's the selfish shit right there.
Yeah, hey, one thing that people don't know about you, and I got to know you obviously better through kind of a family situation, is your fucking work ethic is second to none. The way you lock in, just the shit you said about game days where you didn't even want to use words. Like your preparation and mental preparation, I think Kobe tapped in on that at one point and talked to you about that. We'll talk about that later. But where did your work ethic come from? And tell people some of the routines you used to be, because they were insane.
Just not being good enough. You know what I mean? Like, I was good. I'm a Valley kid, so I'm Valley good. And then you go to L.A. and then be like, oh, you ain't L.A. good. Mm-hmm. So now it's like, all right, I need to try to figure out how to be L.A. good, even living in the Valley. So playing with adults. Playing with the overseas cats that come back in the summer, going to games, watching. That's what I did a lot, watching. Like, I watched you. You know what I mean? I watched the Oakland, the EBOs, and all those things. I watched and sat there. I remember I watched Deshaun Stevenson, and I walked up to him and said, all you do is dunk. I'm better than you. Just to see his reaction. Like, oh, he gave me that look, never mind. You know what I mean? And then I go home and, just studying, just trying to study, trying to figure out ways to improve. I lived across the street from my school, so I was there at 6 a.m. So my high school routine was I'm at the gym, working out before school. So I'm there at 6, go home, take a shower, and then nutrition, run to the gym, shoot my free throws, and those little 15 minutes passing, and then lunch, go, and we gonna I'm gonna work on threes, work on the move, or play, and then I have my basketball, after school and practice. So that's what I was doing from sophomore to my senior year. Damn. So I use those little things, because I'm catching up. When somebody says, hey, yo, you ranked 1,000, you start calculating, like, 1,000. I mean, once that group is gone, that's what, so shit, 5 years senior, I get drafted. You know what I mean? That's why I'm doing the calculations like that. So I'm like, well, I need to cover some ground. So from there, I just went in work mode. I ain't hang out with my friends no more. Mm-hmm. Somebody said it. If you want something great, you gotta let something go. Mm-hmm. You gotta sacrifice something that's important to you. And at that point, it was my friends,
right?
And they was hoopers too,
right?
You know what I mean? It's like, well, shit. I mean, unless y'all gonna come to school and train with me, I can't fuck around today.
How many shots? I mean, you would put up crazy amount of shots. Like how many makes would you have to have? Like you were down. Like you're someone who wrote your shot attempts down, your makes down. Like you're a sicko when it comes to this, and I want to let people know that because I already know it about you.
After it was the summer after my rookie season. I remember I go to the gym. I'm there 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm shooting, get on the machine, shoot until it flipped back to 0. 1,000 shots, and sit there and wait 30 minutes, an hour, eat, come back. And then I remember Mullen was like, you're working too hard, not smart enough. And I'm like, all right, what does that mean? He was like, you've been working for 5 hours, but didn't go 100%. I said, your work ethic, what you did, worked up until now. If you want to get on this next level, you have to change it up. So, I used to watch him work out and then started adding. Then I go to the gym, watch Kobe, watch how they work out before games. And then just start putting the package together, trying to figure out what makes a pro. You know what I mean? Because, you get put in a situation, I'm on Golden State. You know what I mean? We damn near just like the Gangsta Trailblazers team was. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting without the talent. without the talent. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I become a pro? How do I get to that level? So, from there, I'm just watching, I'm on the bench. My first 48, so I'm sitting here trying to figure out, all right, this is what this type of player does. All right, Ray Allen comes and he takes this many shots from here, and I'm sitting here and that's how I'm putting my package together, watching everybody else.
So when did you finally kind of feel like you had your package in, or was that something that was always evolving throughout?
It always evolves because new players is coming in. What I understood was the young moves the needle, not the NBA players.
Right.
So when you look at LeBron now, if he's going left and he tries his Euro, he's traveling, right? He's going to travel trying to do because it was never part of his routine. So once he got to a certain level, he's perfecting his skill, not seeing the new stuff that's coming, right? So what I'll do is during games, if you hit me with a move, I'm pointing to looking at the scoreboard, hey, jot that time down. I want to see what that was. You know what I mean? So I go back and film, take that, and then that's like, all right, I got Matt Barnes, and then I'm going to add all my little continuance on. I got the Steve Jack move, going to add all my little, and I had this blue book, all moves from that year. Just been hit with, seen someone do, caught it on the what's the name, and then that's what I'm working on. And I remember I was in Chicago, and Will Bynum, they steal it. Yeah, let me see what, you know what I mean? Because that's how I remember what the move was. I got the Jamal Crawford, bop, bop, and then you're trying to add all these things because I need to try to, be ahead of the curve.
What would you do in today's game?
For us older guys, we always say we gonna do. So I look at the reality of it.
A healthy you. Well, that's what people don't understand. Like, people think because you talk crazy and do some wild shit that you're just like a jokester. Like, this motherfucker was one of the coldest players on the planet at one time before he got hurt.
It was.
So I know it's not no bullshit, so I want to hear it.
You're talking about a fast system. It's one-on-one style. 35 easy. And then what ends up happening is you don't have a big man down there that's going to stop me from getting there.
To the basket.
So you're
consistently.
So you're talking about, it's like not as skilled with the dribble as Kyrie, but you got to remember, the faster you are, the less moves you need. So it's like I'm John Wall's speed with Dame Lillard. So once I take off, who's at the rim that's going to protect me? I don't got to get hit by Shaq no more.
And you used to lead with your feet and your knees. This motherfucker boy coming to the basket would hit you with this or with this and still get the foul. I'm like, he just kicked me. How the fuck is that a foul on me? So you think 35 easy, huh?
I think 35
easy. There's, just because of the style, just because of the style that's playing, there's no big out there no more. Everyone's floated, everyone's out there. So, now I got, a whole bunch of Antoine Jamesons.
Yeah.
All right, I see you at the rim then.
I'll take my chances too.
Where did your passion for basketball come from? Did you play any other sports, or was basketball something you fell in love with and ran with?
No, I was football and track. Played for the East Valley Trojans on football. And
what position?
I was quarterback, running back, and receiver.
Tackle or flag?
Oh, it was tackle.
I think you should just throw it to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's serious. Real shit. I was cold. Until I got a rude awakening. And my dad told me, hey, do not try to quarterback sneak on this team. They got a hitter on there. Nobody care about that. They got to catch me.
Oh, Lord.
Try one of those moves, spin back.
Cleaned you out.
Woke up a basketball player. Had the whole Rebel, had the whole fucking running Rebels uniform on, bro.
Woke up a basketball player.
I woke up a basketball player. Nah, for real. I woke up, I was at the park. Knocked me out.
Over with.
Helmet was off, everything. Never again.
Not me.
Man, his name was Deshaun. I remember I caught a flashback. It was my soft. So this is like 10, 11, not like 9, 10 years old. And it was my sophomore year in high school playing North Hollywood. And then, you know, they call your name out, right? And they call another team. There's all right, at guard, 5'7", Deshaun Lee.
That's the nigga that popped me.
Look down there. So, you know, you go, hey, man, hey, did you play football? He's like, yeah, I play football. You play for the Eagles? He's like, yeah, how do you know that? Froze like, oh, that's the man who ended my career.
What'd you do to him on the court?
Huh?
What'd you do to him on the court?
Oh no, I was trash that game. Yeah. He won that game.
That too.
He won that game. Yeah. No. I was still fucked up. He pushed me back a little bit. So I got him the next 2 years though. That game right there fucked me up a little bit.
Who are your basketball influences growing up?
It was Penny Hardaway. I was naturally a Bulls hater. Because my dad was Michael Jordan, everything. You know, so our whole house was fucking black and red. You know, carpet, black with the little red pat. I was one of those households, you know, fucking Michael Jordan, everything. So I didn't become a fan of basketball until I seen the King get knocked off. And it was by Penny Hardaway. And when Penny and them won, whole room was Penny, nothing but Penny. Wanted to be Penny. Wore 25 in high school because of Penny Hardaway. Had all the shoes, never touched them, never wore them. And then I just fell in love with watching it, just watching who he was. And then I think that's what really started it.
What was your high school career like?
Huh?
What was your high school career like? I saw you posted a highlight against the #1 defense in LA.
Hey man, look, man, I was a legend, bro. I was a legend.
In high school?
What? I was the Terminator, bro.
Oh, the real Terminator.
I was the Terminator in high school, but the only problem was I was in the Valley. So what ended up happening is no one actually ever knew who I was. You know, back then, you know, there ain't no real internet, there ain't no face. You know, so to everyone else, I was Mexican. You know, I was just a Mexican kid in the Valley. So we'll go to camps. I'll go to camps, and I was on the all-star team with you. That's what I said. I was on the all-star team with you. You didn't know who I was. If it was 15, I was number 15. If it was 20, I was 20. If it was 10, I was 10. So I was always good enough to make it, but wasn't known. You know what I mean? So I was getting discredited because of where I played. You know what I mean? Where I played, but when I played against competition, I gave them buckets. But because I wasn't on anybody's radar, I wasn't really in AAU like that. I was at the park. Like I went to TPI, went on TPI, went to Vegas, had 50 at the half. You know what I mean? So I was really putting in that work. And let's just say this. I mean, I beat Chris Mills. I'm gonna say I beat Chris Mills, all great Chris Mills of LA. I beat him in the Hall of Fame. I went in 2017. He went in this year. I'll probably catch your ass open for that one, but you know what I mean? You know, you gotta remember that was my vet. You know what I mean? He was all LA, so he's considered top 3 best LA players in high school. And I said, well, that shit don't mean nothing because LA says I'm a Hall of Fame guy before you, fam.
Who's your top 5 LA players, whether they made it or not?
I don't know them niggas like that.
You don't know no one like that?
I was Valley.
That's it.
Like I was a Valley kid.
Well, I remember you used to come to UC. It was crazy because I remember what year did you graduate high school?
I graduated 99.
So I remember you used to come up to UCLA, but they wouldn't let you play.
Nah, they wouldn't let me. That's what
And
I said.
I was sometimes he would just be over there shooting. Sometimes I'd rebound for him like on an off game, and and he would just keep working. They would never let him play. It was crazy. I don't because like I said, no one knew him.
No one knew him. No, that's what I said. It's like I'm trying to find out where the best run is. So once I heard about UCLA, that's what I said. I was there years before. Like my sophomore year, I'm there just sitting there like, yeah, they're gonna put me. Nope. All right, junior year, nope. And then my senior year, I remember my senior year, I got it was the Rafe Alston, best point guard in the world. I remember the Slam magazine, boom, watching, reading all the little tricky shit he did, like, yeah. And then go to UCLA and he's there. And I'm in the game. And he on the fast break did some shit. Like my mind said he was gonna throw it off this and do all one of those. I don't know what he did, but I know I spent about 3 times. And then before I realized what was happening, he was already down the court. And I went to my dad like, yo, he's the best in the world. He's the best in the world. It was true. He did some tricky shit. Like I started making up my own shit what he did to me.
That's funny.
But yeah, I used to go there all the time trying to figure out what the talent was and looking at players. I remember, was it Jelani Gardner?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Him with that move, just that side throw. Like when people are like, yeah, I know who started that side throw, bro. Yeah. That side throw, come dunk, and then Rush Boy.
Mm-hmm. Jerron.
Yeah.
He was cold.
Yeah.
He was cold. People don't know how cold Jerron was. We had a hell of a class. But then that's what I say. So when do you feel like you were on the map then? It was in college at Arizona is when you put yourself on the map?
Even when I went to Arizona, I got I'm on a team with 4, McDonald's
You guys had a hell of a team. What was your team?
We had Jason Gardner. I was at the 2. We had Richard Jefferson at the 3, Michael Wright at the 4, Lauren Woods at the 5.
Rest in peace.
Lauren Woods.
Shit, my freshman year, we had Lou Recker, who came in from Iowa. And then we had a Lithuania kid who holds a record, for like dunking 12, 6, or 13 feet. So we had so much talent. So I was getting red shirt. We had a JUCO player, co-runner for the year, Lamont Frazier. So we had some boys coming in. So I was the young buck, they're gonna red shirt me and I can learn. And my assholism kicked in.
Assholism.
Yeah, my assholism kicked in. So I was like, man, I'm about to go for the position, bro. Because coach, when coach be like, all right, so listen, the 4 and the 5 is set. 1, 2, 3, fight for it. Like, really? Oh shit! I started training. Fuck that school shit.
That's what you were supposed to go there, right? That's what you was on too, right?
What? Butler?
Arizona.
Arizona, yeah.
Ready?
I wish I could have got the national championship. I ended up losing by not getting in. They wanted that year. My supposed to be my freshman year.
Okay.
Mike Bibby freshman year.
Yep.
National championship, I missed it.
Damn.
Not taking the test. Serious. Showing up late, hungover.
Yeah, so I didn't. I just started training, watching the habits of like Ruben Douglas, and then like people said like Ruben Douglas. We played against each other in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I was faster. He was stronger, bigger. But I was more athletic, and he just didn't know my skill. Like I improved since high school.
Mm-hmm.
So when coach threw that ball up, I was a whole nother demon. So when I stole the position, he was like, "I'm transferring."
That's simple.
Yep. And then Lou Recker said, "Shit, I'm transferring." Oh shit, I don't have no competition.
Now it's your team.
Yeah, I have no competition now. Like I don't have to fight with anybody. So now I have no worries. Now I can just play a free game. And then once that free game came in, I'm leading the team in scoring now.
Yep.
And I was like, shit, I'm 4 years faster than I thought I was going to be.
Who was recruiting you besides Arizona?
Northridge.
DeVry?
I was Northridge. I was being recruited by Northridge, and a guy from Northridge got a job at Kansas State. So Kansas State came in, and they were like, yeah, we're going to give you 1,000 minutes as a freshman. I'm like, shit, whatever. Just let me do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And then DePaul came in. So,
they had a squad then, right? That was before they had Steel Q and Bobby Simmons in them?
Yeah, so I was going to go be the point guard there.
That's a good look. They had Michael McPherson too?
Yep.
Ooh.
And then Pat Kennedy, the coach, him and my dad had ties from, Florida, so they was, working their little deal.
Paul McPherson.
Paul McPherson, yeah.
So I was gonna go there. So right before I was gonna go, Pat Kennedy's mother died. So they had to cancel the trip. And then Lute Olson came in and said, he came into the house and said, listen, I never seen you play until I got on the plane. You have the kind of style I like. If you want to come, it's whoever, decides first between you, Kevin Gaines, and Jimmy Hayward. And I was like, okay. So I went to go take a trip, and they had like some little scrimmage there, Michael Dickerson them, and I was balling. I was like, oh yeah, I'm coming here. I'm coming here.
You didn't get the pancakes from Miss Olsen?
I don't know.
She make them for
the
everybody.
banana pancakes.
Yes. You about to say, come on, don't tell me. Don't tell me you didn't experience that, man. Yes, sir. That's the best thing about the trip.
Yeah, I got the banana pancakes.
Yes, indeed.
What kind of bond did you build with Lute?
What's so funny is I hope I'm a coach like him. Because you got to remember, I'm immature. Like I was Dennis the Menace. Like I'm Dennis the Menace. Like there was no way I should have been. First of all, I should have been kicked out of school or benched. And he never punished me on that basketball court. Like he never let what I was doing outside affect my playing time. The only way that, like if I was gonna get benched is because something I did in practice. Like if I didn't go to class, he's like, all right, you don't wanna go to class? 5 miles. 5 miles, 6 a.m. Under 30 minutes. Like, all right. You know what I mean? So, that's how, but I looked at it as like, I'm just getting in
Under
shape.
30.
But he never punished me for what I was doing. Like he just, and I gotta respect that because for the most part, any other coach, yes, I would have been deep sitting on the bench. And he's like, you're going to have to, if you don't want to go to class, you're going to have to deal with that soon. It ain't got nothing to do with me. You're going to have to deal with that soon. You got an 0.2, you're going to have to deal with that soon.
Nigga said an 0.2.
No, that was my crazy stuff. 0.2.
This dude is crazy. So 2001, you guys go to the NCAA finals and lose a heartbreaker to Duke. Talk to us about that game. Because I've heard you and RJ go back and forth on this game.
Yeah, man. He let Dunleavy, man, kick his ass up and down the court. Man, it's Dunleavy, bro.
I believe it. I believe it.
Like, what's so funny is Dunleavy, like, I had a cold AAU roommate group. It was me, Dunleavy, and Luke Rittenauer. That was my AAU group.
And Luke Rittenauer a game.
Yeah, that's what I said. That was my little
game.
like when we go to like the pump camps or something. That was my little that was my trio. So when you grow up with Dunleavy's your teammate, and then you play him in the what's the name, and then you come on RJ. It's first of all, he's been playing bad this whole tournament.
He should have got happy to see Dunleavy on the other side.
Yeah, you the super athlete.
I get excited.
How you gonna let the man hit 5 threes in the game?
Night off.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. So I blame that on him. I was 4 for 17. But I'm not going to blame myself. I'm not going to blame myself.
Absolutely
not. It's me against Duke at this point. You know what I mean? It's me against Duke. Y'all just happy to be here.
Oh, shit.
But that's how we talk
to each other. That's how you would talk to him?
Yeah. Like, come on, man. Hey, help me out. It was like, yo, bro, you're 4 for 12 right now. I'm going against 5 players.
Yeah, 1 on 5.
What y'all expect? It's me against them.
Who'd they have on the Duke? Who's on the Duke team?
Bunch of sorry players. It's Duke.
Yeah.
Bunch of sorry ass players. bunch of dookies, a bunch of snobs.
Yeah.
They had young Boozer. They had Jay Will, Duhan, Shane Battier.
Oh boy.
Dunleavy.
A whole bunch of proper talking motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's what I said. Bunch of squares.
Whole bunch of proper talking motherfuckers.
Outside of that game, how good was Jason Williams before he got in that motorcycle accident to you?
See,
that's what I want to ask you. I want to ask you.
I'm biased because our first introduction was the tournament, the finals. You know what I mean? So the finals was, so from there, it was basically fuck him.
Right.
And then it became a double fuck him when he's coming into the draft. So, you know, I get the starting spot during my rookie season. So I'm coming into my sophomore year as the starter. Well, rumor hits that, you know, if they get the number 2 pick in the draft, they're going after Jason Williams. So I'm sitting here like, wait, hold on, wait.
This is Golden State?
Yeah, Golden State. So I'm sitting there, you know, with Otis Smith, who was the, you know, the
GM.
He was the player development coach.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, wait a minute. If they draft him, he still got to beat me, right? And it was like, he's going to be the number 2 pick in the draft. You think they're going to start a second rounder over the number 2 pick? I said, yeah. He going to have to beat, it's my position. He has to beat me. He said, he don't have to do nothing. I said, oh, that's how y'all want to play. So I'm lifting, working on my, yeah, I can't wait. Draft. I hope y'all draft. Hope we get the number 2 pick. And we end up getting the number 3 pick. Whew, bless my soul.
Yeah.
So we end up getting Dunleavy. But when we played the Bulls,
over.
Nah, gave him quick double. He asked the team, hey, is he mad at me? Yes.
Every night.
I don't like you.
Every night I'm mad.
Bro, I don't like you. But yeah, he was, you know, he wasn't explosive as D Rose was, but it was that type of shiftiness. You know what I mean? Quick crossover, and when he hit the hole,
Yeah. Dunk on your ass too.
And that was the sneaky part of him because he didn't look like he had bounce, but he did have bounce.
He had a nice jumper too. I really liked him. I was sad that, you know, obviously through that accident we didn't get a chance to see him, but that's funny, your little personal.
Yeah, it was a personal. What's so funny is that he had no idea that I envied him because of that, because we was fighting for that number 2 spot.
So after 0-1 or after the championship, 4 for 17, you feel like it's time to take your talents to the league?
What's so funny? I was the last one to choose to leave. Like, I remember I came back home, bragging, got my ES300, got the wheels on it, got the
ES3?
Yeah, had the ES300, got
feeling
the TVs,
good.
I got the 5 TVs on it,
feeling good.
4 12s in the back, so I'm coming thumping. And then I see the paper, and all 4 of the starters entered the draft.
You was already doing
and
good.
And then had a question mark on mine, so I'm sitting here like, so I hit Olsen, he was like, go.
Time to go?
Yeah. And because he told me before the season, he said, I don't expect you to be here after this year.
Dope.
He said, right now you're better than Mike Bibby. I was like, Mike Bibby, his freshman year, he said, no, you're better than Mike Bibby is right now as an NBA player. So I ain't passing them the ball none this year.
I'm doing something right.
You know what I mean? So, I was leaning towards going, but I didn't really, if they would have tried to say, all right, we're gonna stay and go for it, I would have stayed.
Yeah.
But once, because at that point I really didn't, I wasn't planning to be an NBA player. It was just, I would just go. I was just trying to, one day I'll get there, and then, once they had the 4, I was like, all right, let me go. Went through the camp. It is what it is.
So you slide to the second round. How frustrating was that?
It was Brian. It was a Brian O'Neal, Celtics. Was that? Yeah, I remember Jim O'Brien.
Jim O'Brien.
Yeah, him.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
He had a short man complex too.
So they have.
Hey, I used to call him half a head. That's what C. Webb was talking about.
Half a head.
Half a head.
Yeah.
So they have either they have the 10th and 11th or the 11th and 12th pick.
Okay.
Right. So they're going after 2 guards. I had a 2-day workout there.
Boston.
I had a 2-day workout. Killed in my first one, and then they wanted me to stay for the second day, but I hurt my Achilles, and like I previously hurt it, and then I was like, man, if I don't heal it, I'm gonna miss the rest of my tryouts. I tried out for 17 teams.
Me too.
Fuck that process. That's just dumb. That has no meaning for nothing, because it means nothing to me. And he put the rumor out that I'm too immature. I'm not taking this serious. He's not a player. And that was the saying going on.
And once they label you with that,
yeah, because I hurt my Achilles. What I was supposed to run through the wall, trying out for a team?
But you're a half a head ass.
Hey, let me ask you something. We just talking about your work ethic. You think that caused you to have a lot of injuries because you work so hard?
that was the reason I couldn't get back healthy. See, I got injured from Gerald Wallace.
Crash.
Yeah, he crashed. He clipped
That's his
me.
name,
Yeah,
Crash.
he clipped me. And because I wanted to keep my place or improve, you know what I mean? Once you start, every year I'm checking off this person. All right, okay, we got AI and Nash.
Coming up the list.
So I'm training, to catch these two. So injury, this don't mean nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm still doing the same routine, working out, and I never really got it right. Never got it strong enough to do what I was trying to do. So I kept just tearing it.
Early second round to Golden State. What was the state of that team like at that time?
I remember I was so angry. I was so angry on draft day. Oh, because when I came out, I was supposed to have been lottery. Until you go to Chicago, and then everybody is lottery. And then you like, man, who the fuck is you? Where'd you go to school?
Everybody you talk to lottery.
Yeah, you got to remember, I went to the national championship. I don't know you. You Joe Johnson. I don't know you. Rodney White. Who are you?
Rodney
I
White.
don't know who none of y'all are, but y'all over here talking about lottery. Right? Right? And that was I didn't understand. That concept. I thought I was big in my world. College basketball, with championship. There's only one person that can say they better than me now. You know what I mean? But so when you're hearing these lotteries, then you got the high school kids coming in. So I go to the second round. On my press conference, I said, I don't care about none of this, man. I'll be starting by the middle of the season.
Wow.
That was it? Yeah.
I'll be starting by the middle of the season. Hook up on them motherfuckers, man.
So who was your team? Lay that team out.
So we had Mookie Blaylock,
Move.
Larry Hughes, we have Bobby Sura, and then we had Antoine Jameson,
Dan Pierre?
we had Dan Pierre, Adana Foyo, we have Mark Jackson, big Mark Jackson, Philly,
Okay.
and we had Danny Fortson.
Y'all had some monsters.
We had Danny Fortson. We had Danny
Big
Fortson.
Y'all had
boys.
some monsters.
Vonteego Cummings, and then we had me, Jason Richardson, and Troy Murphy.
Dwight Murphy, yeah.
So what was like early on? Because I know you didn't get your shot right away. When did you finally start getting your shot?
When it was right before the mid-season, it was Mookie Blaylock. So we started. So we was. It was one of those teams. As a rookie, you thought this was the NBA, right? Guns, women, cars. That's what I seen. That was a lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I think the NBA is. So I remember it was 11:20. Mookie Blaylock come in, right? Country, had his golf clubs. We practice started. He always came late, coming in, coming to his golf club, talking. Hey, Rook, come on out there, man. I got to give me some more time, man. Just came from the golf course, right? And Dave Cowens was just like, nope, Mookie, no. You are a bad vet. You are a dog-ass player.
Wow.
Dog-ass? I'm a dog-ass player? You a dog-ass coach for allowing me to do this.
Wow.
Going back to the green. Packed this shit up,
And
took
left.
his shoes off, left. Never seen fucking Mookie Blaylock again after. I never seen Mookie Blaylock again.
Since.
Never seen him again. In human form. Never seen this motherfucker again after that.
He's still in that back nine.
Just left. Never seen him in traffic. Nothing. Never knew what happened to fucking Mookie Blaylock, bro. It was just one of those things. This motherfucker just straight disappeared.
Damn.
And then from there, so that was one guard gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it was Larry Hughes got hurt. Our sixth man didn't want to start. He wanted to, keep his little role. So they took me off IR, put me in,
That was it.
and then never looked back.
Rest is history.
Yeah, never looked back.
How did you improve between year 1 and 2?
Anger from,
Mm-hmm.
Jason Williams coming in, And Chris Mullen, you know, teaching me how to improve, how to get better. Mark, you know, I gotta really thank Mark Jackson, you know, Big Mark, because he helped me through my rookie year.
Great dude.
I was depressed, and you know, you sitting there, and you seeing, you know, players that you know one-on-one you better than. It's like, yo, how you getting this shine? Y'all ain't giving me a fair shot. You know what I mean? I thought when we get here, it's the best talent. Even though I really wasn't ready, because when I did get a chance, I got fucked up. You know what I mean? But practice? Nah, you couldn't stop me in practice. Something about that game was kind of fucking me up. It was them other opponents. It was
not your teammates.
Yeah, it was them other opponents that I didn't know well that was kind of fucking dogging me when I got out there. So, you know, and he'd be like, don't worry about this shit, Rook. And he always, don't worry about it. Listen, I played 25 games. The last 25 games, 25 million. He said, you know what I mean? He's like, I played the last 25 games, I got paid 25 million. Don't worry about none of this shit. Just stay focused when they call you.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Yeah.
So he'll wake me up. Like when I was the president, he'd be like, yo, we're going to go train. So we'll play full court one-on-one, half court one-on-one. And he's just trying to, you know, teach me what to look for, how to look for it, you know, just making me a better one-on-one player. So, you know, even do a team that, and we never really was on the court together, because when I started, he was benched, you know, but he's staying in my ear. And I remember he did scare me when I did get in the game, because, you know, Mark is loud.
Loud as fuck.
You know, you coming down the court, woo, 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 woo. Like,
Funny style.
Play well.
Did he have the big ass sideburns when he was there?
Nah, he
Not
didn't.
yet?
Like, you know, so like it kind of shook me out. He was like, man, listen, don't worry about that. I just want the ball. You know what I mean?
So
He's like,
means-
don't worry about the value of it. Just know I want the ball and I'm
gonna
open.
do something with it too.
No,
He's like, I'm
Mark
always
play.
open. He said, I'm always open.
Mark could play.
Yeah.
Definitely shout out Mark. So you win Most Improved Player coming in to the 02-03 season. How important was that to you, knowing what your next situation was going to be?
I remember I did my press conference and said, shit, I was good last year. I said, I ain't improved. I said, I ain't improved. What numbers y'all going off to? Because I said, when I started, I'd averaged about 17, 8, and 8. So, shit, I'm averaging 18, 6, and 4. This ain't no improvement, to be honest, but I'm going to take the award, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I said, y'all looking at the total number. You got to remember, I played 30 seconds, 20 seconds. That brings it down to 10.
Yeah.
I said, but as a starter, I was legit. So I really wanted to stay in Oakland. You know, but then they had that rule where if you don't have your bird rights, you know what I mean? There's only a certain amount of money they can sign you for.
Don't they got a rule named after you?
Yeah,
now?
it was because of that. Because
Walk us through that. Or actually, just walk us through your experience.
So Kiki Vanderway, that was my guy, you know, from UCLA. So he used to train, so he knew, you know, that, you know, I was coming along. So, you know, he's the general manager for Denver. So that was a rumor all year, Denver. That's where I'm going. So all he has to do is just beat them. You know, so the most they can offer me at that time was it 40, was it 49? It was the mid-level. It was 49. So, you know, negotiations already started. Kiki come out of the gate 51. Right? So we're asking for the max.
What's the max for your?
Max was 7.
I want it all.
It was 79. It was
thousands of dollars.
It was 7 years, 79.
All of it.
What's so funny? That was, you know, that was that Kobe max. What's so funny? It wasn't Kobe's. It was Kobe's max, but it went up a little bit. So that was like just a regular max for me. You know, 79 million, 7 years. So we go into free agency. It's Lamar Odom, then me. So I'm waiting for Lamar Odom so I can see what he's waiting for me because he knows whatever he gets, I'm at least $10 million, you know, higher. You know what I mean? you know. So what ends up happening is Denver tries to bluff and they sign Miller, Andre Miller. So I said, well, all right, we don't need Gilbert, we'll sign Andre. And gave Andre 51. And I was like, well, you know, if you still want to come, we'll give you 52. So we're like, I mean, you're paying Andre for what he did 2 years ago, not for what he did this year. And, you know, it's two different engines. He's a pure point. I'm a hybrid. Like, you know what I mean? You know what you're going to get from him. My ceiling, we don't know what's going on over here.
They know you're going to shoot that motherfucker.
So then Utah came in, and I didn't even want to listen to that number. It was in the 70s, though. But, you know, they just lost John Stockton, and those 2 games we played, I bopped him.
Yeah.
But it's John Stockton. You know, I don't want to follow John Stockton, especially the type of guard I am.
Right.
That's a disaster. That's career ending. I got the Clippers, Washington, and Miami left. I go to Washington, and Abe Poland, the owner, was like, rest in peace. He was like, whatever we have, we're giving it to you. He said, you come here, you will be the franchise of this city. We have no face, right? They said, we have, a couple football players, but, we don't have a face of this city. Jordan was the face. He's gone. If you can help me out of this Jordan crisis, I will be indebted to you. So I was like, all right. He said, Brian Russell's going to opt out of his deal to go chase that championship with the Lakers. So if he opts out of that deal and then the salary cap comes up, we'll have more money. Because at that time they had 56. Clippers offered me 55. We're still asking for the max to see if we can get a little bit more. And then with the Clippers, I wanted to be home, but I didn't want to be home. I was like, I want to be home, but I don't. I don't want that pressure of friends and all that stuff. And then Miami was like, we drafted Dwayne Wade. We want to put him at the 1. So we don't want to pay a young guy we don't really know of, and we already we just drafted one. So they were like, we're not gonna pay that type of money. So I go to Golden State was my last stop. I wanted to go last. I remember I got the warning first. They're gonna make it about the team and your friendship, and you know what I mean? Fuck all that, right? Fuck all that. Just keep focused on what's important. All right, cool. So taking a jet from here to Oakland. Fucking T.O. was on the plane. I'm like, I'm looking at my dad like, yo, that's Terrell Owens. Like, what is he doing here?
In his prime.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's T.O. number 81, bro. Right? And then my dad, like, T.O., and then he's, telling about, the city and this and how it's a good family so like, all right, man, T.O. And he was like, man, I hope to see you soon. I was like, you will, right? You will.
Right.
Pull up to the hotel. It was like a Viper, Ferrari, Lamborghini. It was like 4 beautiful cars out there. I'm like, damn, nigga, some ballers is here, bro.
At the Oakland Marriott, the price was
Nah, this was somewhere else. This was
okay.
like San Jose. It was like in San Jose somewhere. And like they parked out there just like, yo, they got some important people like this bitch down here, right? So we go up, we start talking, and it was like, we go through all the ooh-ah. And then they were like, all right, with the way the rules are, we can't beat none of the offers you have. We're capped off. But what we can do is we can sign you to a 1-year deal, 4.9, and then we can have an under the table deal, which would have been 7 years, 79. And those 4 cars downstairs. So they still talking. I don't give a fuck what they talk about. All I'm thinking is like, yo, Monday, try that one. I know my ex gonna hate because I'm gonna pull up on all her niggas that she was about to, I'm about to, yeah, she gonna hate me now, yeah. They gonna love this car and be on Sunset on Friday. This gonna be my Friday car, Saturday. Like, I already got the cars planned out, and they talking, and then all I see is them get up, and I'm like, yo, where y'all going? Right? And then the agent's like, yeah, we going, Dan Fagan, rest in peace. He was like,
rest in peace.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the offers. And then I was like, yeah. So those 4 cars was mine, right? And then Otis was like, I told you he wasn't listening. As soon as he heard them 4 cars was his, fucking just check the fuck out. Right? I was like, no, I want to stay. Like, why would I, 79 million, 9 years, like, why would I stay? He was like, wait, hold on. And then they said, let me lay it out for you. I was like, all right, lay it out. You got that Viper's gonna look nice. So they just writing down their numbers. I'm thinking about them cars, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. I was straight kid mode, like 4 whips. And it was like, all right, so look, you have Washington just moved up to 65 for 6 years. I was like, all right, that's what's happening. They ain't got no cars in there, though. And then so they do the math, and he said, all right, now look at it. I'm looking. I'm looking. He said, look without the cars. I said, I'm looking without the cars. 1 year, 4.9, 8.9. And then, so by the time the money even matched up, I would have been out of the Washington deal, hopefully signing the max.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the first year on the Washington deal, I'm making $4 million extra. So I'm sitting here like, oh, I gotta give up them cars. It's like, yo, with $4 extra million, you can buy your own car. He said, don't be a nigga.
Right.
Don't be
Why
one of them.
all you say is them cars.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, man. And then, you know,
Washington.
and then the vibe, I didn't even feel the vibe, though. It was one of those, you got the owner in there, right? It was more of a vibe for me. You got the owner in there, and we're over here talking about the under-the-table deal. Like, really? And he pretending he ain't.
Yeah, on the table, good money, baby. That's that good money.
It's under the table. There ain't nobody here where you can look me to make sure this shit going.
Yeah.
So I was gonna sign it. We was gonna have it. You know, I was gonna keep a copy. He was gonna keep a copy. All right? But he can't even look me in my eye. And I'm like, oh, yeah, y'all gonna screw somebody.
Yeah.
It
ain't gonna be me.
It's gonna be me.
It ain't
I'm
gonna
good.
be me.
I'm good. So I bounced.
Washington.
What was it like helping turn the Wizards into a playoff team?
It was, you know what I mean? It was amazing. It was, you know, you're going out of the Jordan era and you're coming in. Well, it was one of those things where I'm coming into, you know, remember Kwame Brown's there, so he's the franchise.
First pick.
Yeah, he's a franchise. You know,
Matt was just talking the previous show we just had how good Kwame was.
Y'all killed him, man.
No, I didn't say nothing about it.
Matt was like that was one of the top #1 picks they could ever round, right?
See, here you go.
I'm just saying what Matt said this shit. I had nothing to say.
Matt didn't say shit.
Matt said Kwame was one of the coolest, one of the best #1 picks ever of all time.
He could have been. He could have been. And this is why. Imagine being an 18-year-old kid getting drafted #1 by your idol.
Yeah.
And your idol is Michael Jordan.
Right.
We know Michael Jordan. We know Michael Jordan's personality.
Right.
Imagine that personality
Slapped him in the face.
going towards a 18-year-old kid. You know, just bullying him, you know. And you got to remember, he's around his peers. You're not his peer.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not his peer. These are his peers. So when you're making him look little to his peers, he loses his confidence. So when I get there, he doesn't have confidence. You know what I mean? So it's trying to build this man child up. And when I mean man child, you're talking about just a big country human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So physically I called him the show pony. You know, he's a show horse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Probably couldn't race.
Look good though.
Look good though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in games, you will see like
You see flashes.
like, oh, he's gone. But then you have a flash of trauma. You have a flash of trauma. You're like, and I who he could have been more like an Anthony Davis style. You're talking about a 7-foot guy who was probably the second fastest on our team. Like just straight 100, oh, he was gone. Small hands. So he was more guard-like. You know what I mean? So when he decided to take off, you know, he's gone, ball's still there. You know what I mean? But I just think it was like that's what I'm saying. But like the ball was still there.
He's
he was
gone though.
But it was more the trauma than anything. And it was more like even though Jordan left, he still needed a fresh start. Because once I got there, I don't got time to be fucking with you. You know what I mean? I ain't got time. It's either your team or my team. We both in the same draft. You know what I mean? We both in the same draft, and right now I make more money than you, so technically it's my team.
Right.
And, you know, I just...
got seniority.
You know, and then right now it's like between me and Stackhouse, I got Big Stack with me too, so it's like, you know, it's Stack's team.
You got a dominant
I'm the
personality.
future, you know what I mean? It's Stack's team, but I'm the future, you know, and Stack's like, nah. And then he like laid the rule down. He said, I remember we had the team meeting, he was like, listen, if your ass averaged 5 last year, the most your ass gonna average this year is 8. You ain't gonna be going from 5 to 20.
Yeah, nah.
Get that shit out your brain.
Not on this team.
I'm sitting here like, okay, that stops all that shit.
More shots for me.
That stops all that shit right there. I ain't really got to compete no more. And then it was one of those things where from there now we're just trying. Once we establish who's who, from there it's just building.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you know Larry Hughes. You know, because that was my biggest thing going there was Larry Hughes. You know, I took his position in Washington. I mean, in Oakland. I didn't want to bump heads in DC. And he was like, nah, I'm gonna play the 2. Come on through. And me and you can be the 1-2. So from there, it's just trying to figure out each other's game. And then this new offense, we bumped against the offense the first year. And then once we understood what it was, that second year, it was nice.
Took off. So you're 04, 05, you averaged 25.5, 05, 06, about 29.5, 06, 07, 28.5. Do you feel like that was when you were really, no one could fuck with you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I remember, you know, Larry was all first-team defense. So I get to go against all first-team defense every day in practice.
Mm-hmm.
So there's only one more guard that's going to be matched up in that category. So if I get to go against him every single day and perfect my skill around this, I don't feel a threat out there. You know what I mean? There's only one more, you know, person that's going to be on this level. Other than that, there's going to be 2 forwards and a center. You know, that's how I look at it.
Right.
Second team and third team, y'all ain't got a chance.
Nah,
you know what I mean? So I'm sitting
way.
here egging. I egg him on all day in practice. You know, he's quiet. You know, I'm egging him. Hey, coach, bruh can't guard me, bro. You know what I mean? I'm, you know, because I need to really get him going so I can, you know, see all the little tricks he's going. Because you gotta remember, he's guarding a Kobe. He's guarding everybody. So I need to see what he's going to do. So I know how to adjust. You know, and then, you know, once I figured out what I can do against him, I was like, there's nobody who's going to be able to stop him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he can't stop me, no. I remember we went to the playoffs against him. Oh, you done. You're done, bruh. I told him, you're done. You're done. What I had then, when you was here, I got some new shit with me. And, you know, and that's how we went into the playoff series, because I knew he was going to have to go. I got some new shit with me. You about to find out. I mean, I averaged 34 for that series.
Tough. So 04, 05, or so 05, you make the playoffs, beat the Bulls in 6, run into Shaq and D-Wade. Talk about that Miami team.
We really thought we could compete. We really thought we could compete against them boys, man. They smacked the shit out of us, man. we was like some little ass kids compared to them. I mean, you talking about
Who had to guard Shaq? Eton?
Nah, Brendan.
Oh, Brendan. Okay.
So Brendan and Eton, and then you got Zoe coming off the bench. And then, you know what I mean? So you got Alonzo Mourning coming off. That's a starter. You know, before Shaq got there. So you got another starter coming off the bench, and we have a backup and a third. You know what I mean? You know, our besides once Brennan went out, you know, everybody else is undersized now compared to them two. You know what I mean? So, you know, when you got them, young D-Wade, I mean.
Trouble.
Yeah.
And Shaq didn't even play 2 games.
It was still ass whooping.
Smacking us. It was one of them things where it wasn't even a contest.
What did you learn though? Could you? I mean, you take a lesson from everything.
We learned we wasn't in their league.
First and foremost.
We learned we was not on the same playing field as that team. I remember, I remember reading a sign after we played the Bulls. We want the Heat. Right?
No, we don't.
Yeah,
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. Game. It was we down 0-3, and we down like 15 in the fourth. And there's a sign. You wanted the Heat. Now y'all got burned. And I'm sitting there laughing like, oh, this is embarrassing, bro. We got swept in the second round.
Damn.
What was it like winning and competing in the playoffs for the first time?
You know what I mean? It was crazy. I remember I had to say something in the paper about the experience we had in Chicago. And, you know, you got to remember, we have Kwame, you know, so right now, you know, he's getting booed at home. Every time as soon as he misses a layup, they booing the man.
Boo.
Yeah, they booing him. You know what I mean? It was like one of them, like, damn, bro, well, I ain't passing you the ball no more. And he'll be like, hey, listen, hey. And this is where I knew, I was like, man, he just needs to get he needs to leave.
Fresh start.
Yeah, because he was like, you know, he'll come to me and it's like, yo, hey, you know, I know they said 5 down, you know, when I get in, but let me get like a tip in first. Don't come directly to me. That's how shaking he was. You know what I mean? Imagine you getting booed at your own home.
Tough, man. That
means you don't even want to be home. You want to be on the road. You don't even want to be home no more. You know what I mean?
That's a hell of a feeling, though.
Yeah,
you don't want to play your home game.
You don't want to play the home game because you're getting booed. The road booing you because you killing them.
Yeah.
Your home booing you because they hate you. You know what I mean? So, you know, he really has some personal stuff, you know,
that's tough.
At the home game. So we going in to Chicago and like, you know, you watching on TV like crowds and stuff and you can feel it in your chest. The cheers and like you can feel it. God damn the motherfucker. Like this is a crowd. Like like I'd never experienced none. You know, DC, there's a home base, but it's a transit city. You know what I mean? It's transit, you know, so everyone's not from there. So I, you know, after those straight 2 losses, I was like, hey, listen, we need all y'all to boot it. We got the ghost boot out of us. You know, there we need y'all to cheer.
You said this in the paper.
Yeah,
for the fans.
To cheer. We need y'all support here. Because what we just witnessed, that was unity over there. You know what I mean? They stepped up, you know, booed the hell out of them motherfuckers.
And y'all won 4 straight, right?
They won 4 straight. I'm gonna go on record here. Scott Skiles fucked off. He fucked off that.
Oh,
because he benched a player that we really didn't have an answer for.
Who was it?
Did he just say Sky?
Oh my God. Eddie Curry.
Too big.
You gotta remember, they have Eddie Curry
and Tyson
at the 4-5.
Animals.
We got Antoine at the 4. So the fact that we don't have to guard, you know, Eddie Curry, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good. So the only reason we escape out of there is because Scott Skiles benched him and didn't want to play him. Because we didn't have no answer for both the 4.
Good job, Scotty.
Because you got to remember, they still got Nocioni, they still had Dang, they still, and then you got the guard play of Ben Gordon.
Ben was a killer.
Killed us. Pargo killed us too.
Did they have Heinrich yet?
Yeah.
They had a tough team.
They had a tough team. You know, like we was up 20 with 4 minutes left, and fucking Pargo comes in and
get fire,
tied the game up.
Yeah.
And that the shot I hit, Pargo brung them back. The crowd left. They was in the parking lot and shit.
They thought it was over.
They thought it was over. Pargo 3, boom, tie game.
Tough. Agent Zero nickname. Where did that come from?
Oh, that was on MySpace.
MySpace.
Yeah,
man, I wonder, can I find my MySpace code? Man, my MySpace used to be...
Oh, my God.
I
said MySpace. What?
MySpace.
You didn't have MySpace?
Man,
I
was
had
active.
one MySpace situation in Golden State where the chick didn't look like she did in the picture, so she came to the door and I just never answered, and that was it for MySpace.
No, that was Backpage, bro.
You got
that was MySpace.
That wasn't MySpace. That was Backpage, bro.
Because my homegirl helped me set it up and everything, and this bitch was, this chick was bad. I thought she was bad, so she came to the door and I looked through the peephole, rubbed the peephole a little bit, and just went back and sat and smoked on the couch. She knocked for like 5 minutes, called my phone, everything. It wasn't for me.
Yep, I had my back. I was calling myself the Black President. I was called the Black President, and then I had all the girls. You know, I had like top 8, and then I had
top 8.
I put Secret Service. And so Secret Service, I'm Black President. Is my Secret Service. And then while I was in Washington, after like my first year, somebody was like, man, Agent Zero. You just like Secret serves you. And I was like,
Stuck
man,
with
I
you.
like that. Stuck with me.
Having your own Adidas shoe, how exciting was that?
That's always wild.
Having your own
especially
shoe.
especially growing up and you're a sneakerhead and you buying, every sneaker that comes out, of your favorite player. So the fact that, Adidas gave me a line and said, it's your signature shoe, that was like, that was like, oh, I made it. You know what I mean?
Right.
The kids back home at my high school, they're gonna be wearing my shoes.
Who was the Adidas team at that time? Because they used to take pictures of you guys. You guys had to say it was you, T-Mac, Timmy.
Tim Duncan.
Tracy McGrady,
Chauncey
Chauncey
Billups.
Billups. Yeah.
Who else?
Tracy McGrady.
KG.
KG.
Yep.
And Dwight.
I was Adidas around the time. I
Dwight.
just wasn't with you guys. But I was on the third level.
Okay.
The first level.
Hey, as long as you was on the level.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Yeah.
On the fifth floor.
Yeah.
And T-Mac was on a whole nother level.
Oh, man, incredible.
Like,
He don't get enough love.
like
He is Adidas.
bruh. Okay. KG big,
Not T-Mac big.
Duncan big.
Yes.
They was no T-Mac big, bro.
Right.
I remember we in photo shoots, right? And I mean, you're talking about KG, bruh, Tim Duncan, Matt coming in, like, hey, what we doing today? What's the call time? That's all right, we're gonna be here 6 hours. He's oh hell no, we not. Y'all got 5 flicks. 5. 5, you got 5 pictures. I'm gonna hear 5 clicks and we're out of here.
Woo.
Like, me, I'm young, look, like
Okay.
what? Like 5? Like, and he looking around and it was like, and I'm looking at Tim. He said, hey, whatever Max say goes, bro.
Wow.
All right, okay, let's see how let's see this eyebrow. 1, 2,
Yeah.
5. Walk out.
That was it.
And I'm like, bro, that ain't it. That's it.
Back to the jet.
Tim's like, if Max says it's it. We done. I
Damn.
was like, what? He got it like that?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
And I was like, man, I'm only doing stuff with Mac.
Straight up.
I'm only doing stuff with Mac, bro. I'm not nobody else. Mac all day. He shut shit down. I've never seen anything.
incredible.
I've never seen anything like it, man.
Like you said, for who was there too,
Right.
that's tough. I love
Like
it.
I went to China with him.
Insane.
Feel like a girlfriend. Feel like a girlfriend when you walk through the mall, right?
You feel like the work.
Yeah, it felt like the work. They don't pay attention to you. They don't pay attention to the girl.
You the work.
It's a star. You just sit back holding your purse. We got off that plane into that airport,
It was crazy.
and all you heard was Mac.
See, Mac.
And I've had my Agent Zero tours there, so I'm big. I'm big.
You doing
And
something over there? Not with Mac though.
No, I'm sitting here like, nah, they
don't see you?
They know me. Like I get cheers, bro. Like
I get cheers.
I get cheers. Like y'all know me here. I did
I get
all my
cheers.
tours here. Shut shit down.
Mac.
Mac is in front. I'm sitting there like, yeah, bro. Like motherfucker get into the. You know it's some bullshit when he get in. Got in a Rolls Royce. Boom, boom, boom. Convoy. And I'm sitting here in a taxi cab. And nigga, we came here together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mac huge. Mac
That's how they
always
left
huge.
you.
Yeah, bro,
Left you out there
that's
hanging.
like, man, that's a
another level.
superstar, bro.
That's another
He had a jet for a while, fresh off Adidas money. It had nothing to do with his NBA money.
Yeah.
That was all Adidas money.
That man was.
Take us through your free agency in Washington when you were going to leave. The story you were telling us over there.
So I'm off 2 knee surgeries, right? So I get hurt 07, didn't get to finish that 07 year. Came back, played 8 games, and then went down again, right?
Same knee?
Same knee. And then playoffs start. And I was like, shit, all I need is about 2 games, 1 good quarter, and I'm hitting that market, right? Played against Cleveland. 1 game, had 24 at the half. I'm gold. I'm free agent now. You know what I mean? Showed I'm back. I'm back a little bit. You know, I still got it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, I was like, if I don't do it, so, you know, I'm sitting here with the real dilemma. Like, if I don't come back and I stay in my contract, this is it. I gotta opt out right now. So, you know, because they gotta pay me.
Mm-hmm.
And they gotta pay me something. So that was my decision, you know, going into free agency. So I set my, you know, was it July 1st, free agency?
Mm-hmm.
So I set my Agent Zero tour starting, you know, leaving July 1st. So July 1st to the 11th. So I'm doing an all Asian tour. So, you know, midnight comes, you know, some teams call a little bit early, you know. So I got wind, BD was leaving the Clippers. So BD was, you know, leaving Golden State, going to the Clippers. So I get the call that they're going to offer me the max.
Golden State's
going to offer me the max. So the max at that time for me leaving was 5-year, 101. What's so funny? This is a third party calling. This wasn't this. You probably knew who called. Ballhead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this, you know, this wasn't
official.
It wasn't official. So, and I was like, man, I just bought a house here, man, all that. It was like, oh no, we're gonna they'll get you a $5 million house and you know, helicopter.
Mm.
You know what I mean? They hit me with that young shit again, and I was in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I was like, all right, let me go, you know, 5-year, 101, you know.
Helicopter house.
Back
in the Bay.
Go there. I go there, you know, chest all out, confident. I remember I'm still new to knee surgery, so I know it's going to be some tug of war here.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to give it to Ernie. Ernie, he did what he was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Low ball and then build from there. See, I wasn't like Larry. See, they tried that with Larry, and I said they couldn't do that with Larry. You know, Larry ain't going for that bullshit with that low ball shit. You either offer him what he want, or he gonna leave. And that's why Larry left. So, you know, he pushed that paper over, you know, slid it over. So yeah, you know, this is what we think you worth. You did great. You are a guy. You know, many years to come. You know, yeah. You know, so I get it. You know, look at it. You know, we go straight for the number.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Fuck all this wording. Oh. You know, so I'm, you know, look up.
Fine print.
You know, look up. You
Say
know,
you looked up.
Yeah, you look up like 80. I can't even say that right. 86. It is not 89. There should be a 1 somewhere around here. It's supposed to be like 3 of these digits. You know, it's like it got to be 3 digits because when I did my calculations, it was, you know, 3. It's supposed to have been like 117, 120. It was 3 digits, you know, and I'm, you know, 86. You know, that's motherfucker just 20 more million than what I was already getting. So I'm sitting here like, yeah, Golden State offered me the max. So he looked at me, I was like, yeah, it was a 5-year 101. Baron Davis just opted out. So, you know, he sent his assistant out, you know, to go, you know, fax check. Came back and gave him a little head nod. And I hit him with the cold one. All right, but look, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? I got a trip in the morning, so I got to get some sleep. You know, we'll talk about this when I get back. You know, like, when you coming back? At 11th. You know what I mean? No team on it. You know, like negotiating, you got to wait till the 11th till I get back before you can do anything. So
you holding up all the money.
Yeah, so I hold up all the money. Fuck that. Hold up. Antoine got to wait. Everybody got to wait, right? So I'm at the airport, right? I'm at the airport, and owner called me, A. Poland, and was like, yeah, so don't worry about them. You know, I can fire them if you want. It's max. Whatever your max is, that's what the money is. I don't care what it is. You're my guy. You did everything you said you were gonna do. You got me out of the Jordan era. No one talks about Jordan. You know, no one's, you know, You've done everything you said you were going to do. They said, you know, your knees doesn't look, I don't care about none of that. You're going to be the last guy I sign. I probably won't be here long enough to see your contract through. So the money ain't going to fall on me.
Right.
Whatever you want is yours. You do it how you see.
So what'd you get?
So my max was 127.
What'd you take?
Yes, sir.
So I gave back 16 million. Because I like, you know, Penny Hardaway 111. I just like 111. You know what I mean? So that was, you know, penny. That's how I did my number, 111. And I gave, you know, because Antoine was also a free agent, and Philadelphia offered him big money too, which they ended up giving to Elton Brand. I think it was like 86 million, something like that, 5-year 86. You know, so so I was like, oh, I got to save some big money for Antoine so they can sign him back. You know, so I left $16 million on the table to give the organization wiggle room.
Jack, how much you leaving on the table, Jack?
Absolutely nothing. Not a goddamn
You know what's so
cent.
funny?
I ain't leaving no lint
If someone
on the table.
asks me now,
Absolutely
and a
not.
player like, yo, I'll tell them, no. Your job isn't to create cap room.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's their fucking job. This is their business. You get every dollar you're worth. You're trying to be in their situation. We're not taught that. You know what I mean? We're taught, you know, we're sacrificing for championships and this, and we're sacrificing for billionaires, right? So a billionaire's like, man, I'm supposed to get 50 million this year in profit. You want to sign? You want Jack to sign? You know, he's gonna take me down to 10 million profit. Nah, y'all figure that shit out. So they make you negotiate your own, you know, your own wealth so they can keep their profit margin. Like, no, that's not my job, bro. Like, no, I'm Max. He's Max. Figure that shit out. That ain't got shit to do with figure it out. I'm trying to be a billionaire too.
Right.
You know what I mean? You want the championship too.
Right.
Pay for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, you got players out here, you know, like, you know, taking pay cuts for millionaires taking pay cuts for billionaires. So, like, when I tell people, like, I did it because I was loyal to Antoine. You know what I mean? I was loyal to Antoine. If it was somebody else, I don't know. You know what I mean? I was like, well, I need big fella because my career thrives on his shooting ability. You can't double me if he's on the court. So, but the sacrifice, you know, for a championship, no, let them figure that shit out. They ain't got nothing to do with you.
Like my homeboy said, I wouldn't give a bitch a bill to drag a bear home. I'm keeping all that.
You gotta keep it all.
Keeping it all. Please share how good Caron Butler was as a teammate.
I love Tough Juice. Hey, I love
Tough Juice.
Tough Juice.
That's
Shout
my
out
guy.
Tough Juice. Yeah,
Like,
we need to get
you
him
know,
on the show.
Caron was one of those personalities where you have to, when he walks in, you got to feel his mood out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You got to really feel his mood out to see what vibe he's on. You know, because, you know, sometimes he come in real serious and he ain't about no games. Sometimes he come in goofy. You know,
I done seen him on them. What you say? Moods.
Yeah.
That's the mood. What you say? Yeah.
and you know, he always played hard. You know what I mean? Always trying to get better, always trying to improve. You know, we didn't have a clash, but we had that looking at each other.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
That's good though.
he's coming in. See, he wasn't coming for my spot. You know, because he knew he had to outwork me.
Right.
And I was gonna sit in that gym all day.
Yeah.
His thing was he knows, hey man, I'm number two. I don't need you to pass me the ball. I can do that shit myself.
I ain't gonna get it.
Your number two needs you to give him the ball, right? So he's like, hey, go ahead and slide that number two tag on me, and he can be number three option. And that was the battle. And you know me, you know at that time, my assist came from Antoine, didn't come from Caron. And I mean, Caron was, you know, he was a rhythm player. So you give him, he had a fucking wide open shot.
That dribble in.
Pump fake, you jump. He jumped right after you jump.
Yeah.
Hit the shot anyway. We're like, that nigga still get the three. he still get the three. I guess no assist. So I needed Antoine for my assist. Other than that, shit, it'd have been 30 points, 0 assists. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for Antoine. So, you know, my passes, you know, went to Antoine on selfishness just to get some assists. So he's going to always have that little 1 point over Karan. And that's what kind of screwed us from being in the same category with you.
Yeah.
Because he averaged 19.1.
You, BD, and Monte are the only trio to average 20?
Yeah, and because of my selfishness of, you know, icing him sometimes, he didn't get to have that 20.
Dude, it's crazy.
He didn't get to have that 20. He didn't get to have that 20. That was my bad on that one.
So Twan got 20,000 plus points scored.
A lot of
It was
buckets.
a bucket. He was a bucket guy.
Bucket.
Weird. It was weird, but he
Ugly as hell. Keep it real.
It was weird.
Ugly,
It was one of those, you know, it was one of those type of games that he didn't work out for. Like, what do you do for this?
always in the right place for the
Like
tip
one of
in.
those
Floaters.
Venice
Yeah.
Beach, one of them Venice Beach hoopers. You'd be like, damn, that nigga kind of nice. Oh, he kind of nice. And that was his game. You know, it's like every time I seen
Great touch.
Antoine work out, just shooting threes. Never worked on this. It was just natural. It was just a natural touch floater, awkward off the wrong foot.
Everybody got that.
So, in your prime in DC, you got a lot of memorable matchups. Young LeBron, AI, Kobe, J Kidd, to name a few. Talk to us. What one out of those that stand out to you the most, or individually?
My hardest matchup was J Kidd, because you got to remember he's 6'4", all of 220. You know what I mean? So I couldn't bully through him, and my speed, he neutralized it because he was just as fast, but he was quick. So when I got to take off, he can get to that spot before I gained. So when I played against J Kidd, I had to really actually think. I scored 30, but it was one of those 10 for 21 type games. I never just dominated, you know, J Kidd. He gave me a run for my money all the time. AI, lucky me, I never actually had to really guard him like that because he was sitting at the 2. So for those years, it was either Larry who was guarding him or Deshaun.
I'm on this highlight tape.
Oh, you is?
Yep.
I mean, I was on his highlight tape, but I was the dude that like threw my hand in there like I was fake helping and like drop, ooh, ah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was one of those. Because for some reason, if you had on that number 3, like I was in games where I'm guarding him and he just in chill mode, sub, and he looked and that 3's on that jersey. Ooh.
Or he took offense.
Oh, he took offense. Oh, he took offense. He'd give him 40 in that
10
30
minutes.
that 30 seconds if he could. You know, but that was one of the hardest playing, you know, players that I've went against. Steve Nash was hard too, because he did 100 pick and rolls and he's coming one speed. Tony Parker was a good one. Just because, you know, that system was, you know, it was one of those like I got to go to sleep early tonight because you thinking, you know, defensively they don't make mistakes. Offensively they gonna get the best shot. So you know, you going against San Antonio, you're playing a perfect game. You know what I mean? It's a perfect game. You don't got room for, you know, failure against them because they gonna cut your legs off every time you do something.
December 06, Staples Center, you against Kobe. You dropped 60 in the overtime game. Talk to us about that.
Oh, that was a build-up. Before that game, I was averaging like 33 against the Lakers. You know, you grow up watching them. That game.
Home,
That's your team.
one.
You don't give a fuck what they do. That team you own. And mentally, like even my rookie year, I played them. I had 14 in 5 minutes. It was just one of those teams that I just got up for. It's just, watching, Kobe's training, before games, how he trained, him watching me there every single time we played him, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I'm there, waiting for you to finish. And
early,
then I'm going. So we already had our shooting. I remember sitting there and like, man, I'm giving him all the kudos. It was funny before the game. We were sitting there. He's going because this is the second time working out before the game. So he already worked out once. This is the second time working out. And I was like, man, that man just unstoppable, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm seeing his coaching hacking on him. And he's still putting them shots up. And then he said it. He said it as soon as jump ball started. Hey, I'm gonna shut down Gil.
As he said.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut down Gil. Smush, you go there. Hey, them 2 plays, I don't remember them anyway, that we were supposed to call the first 2 plays of the game. Is probably for one of the bigs. We're going to go 1-4 flat. If he guards me, I'm going 1-4 flat. That's how we're going to do this. We're going 1-4 flat. We just going to shut this shit down right now. So that was already the mode of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm in attack mode. I'm like, we get it, Smush comes, I'm just going. Like, just in case. So when Kobe tried to get me, I'm already on some fire. And that's how it was. It was just
That's tough.
Once you got going, it was over.
And once I got going, it was really nothing he was gonna do. Yeah. Because I mean, studying a defensive player, I knew I couldn't do the same thing twice against him. So if I hit him with a crossover, I knew I couldn't hit him with the same crossover coming down. So I always had to be, quick pull up. I'm not going to play around with you. You're a great defensive player. I'm not playing around with you. Like, I'm just going to get to the yams. I'm just straight line, shoot it. I'm not going to sit there and bait because that just feeds into a good defensive guy is going to play to your rhythm. He's going to pick that shit up. And I'm sitting here like, I'm just going to go, quick shot, 3, let's go. And that's
one of them nights.
Yeah, one of them nights.
So you get injured. You miss 199 games due to injury. In the midst of that, the gun situation happens. Walk us through that because that was just crazy. You come back and then you kind of make fun of the situation with the intro and it ggets messy. Talk to us about the whole situation.
You guys are understanding better because you've played.
Mm-hmm.
Your teammates. Y'all have had them heated discussions. Right? So I'll rewind. This is one of my rookies. So on road trips, I'll tell them, hey, listen, if y'all need food, you got a little girl over, y'all trying to impress, just order the room service on mine. I'll give you, because I wasn't on the room list. So, he'll call me like, yo, what room you in? He'll come up, we'll eat, before he goes out or whatever. Or he'll just ask me the room so he can order his room, room service, whatever, and then charge it to my room. So, so that was my guy. We used to gamble, do all this. So it didn't have nothing to do with us. You got the checks and balances of a team. You know what I mean? So it was like, yo, don't talk to your teammate like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was my, but he's frustrated, losing money, frustrated. He's going, he's going to say whatever he's going to say. So my thing was, don't talk to your teammate like this. And oh man, fuck all that. He's coming at me. You know what I mean? So now you coming at me, I'm gonna poke.
Yeah.
Boop.
Yeah.
Boop. Boop. And that's all I kept doing, just poking. And just you say you're gonna do something, I wanna see you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's no different than, what me and Nick Young do. If Nick Young says, yo, I'm gonna shoot the shit out you, because I'm fucking with his kid. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, let me see it. Bring the gun, I wanna see you do it. And that's all it was. It wasn't like we was really beefing. I just, I'm calling this bluff too. You call my bluff, I'm calling your bluff. You know what I mean? But when when the outside hears guns in a locker room, oh my God, no, it wasn't actually like that. It was like that, but it wasn't like that.
It was like that.
It was like that, but it wasn't like how it seems. It was more. He called my bluff. I wanted to see if the motherfucker was gonna do it.
So what happened?
Huh?
So what happened?
This is the funny part. I put the shit on his chairs and said, yo, pick one. You know what I mean?
How many guns you have?
It was 4. It was some beautiful, it was gold. I mean, come on. Gold Desert Eagle.
Yeah.
Smith & Wesson 5. He couldn't shoot them shits, bro.
Yeah.
Smith & Wesson 500, the big, you know what I mean? I'm like, pick one, because if I'm giving you this, imagine what I got at the crib. If this is what I'm giving you, imagine what I got at the crib.
Right.
And then from there, it was like, man, I don't need none of this, and threw it. But there was no bullets in it. He threw it, and that's what scared everybody. Because he threw a gun flying across the table, trainers, oh my God, they got guns in the locker room. And then from there, we went straight to the jacuzzi. It was like, man, right, that's what I said. We went straight to the jacuzzi. and getting warm before the game. I mean, before practice. And he was like, man, you play too much. I said, nah, bro, you got an anger management problem, bro. I said, you arguing over $1,100. I said, you $1,100, you over here yelling at your dog. I said, you have an anger management problem. Just let that shit go. He's like, nah, man, they just ain't gonna be beating me out of my money like that. I was like, see, that's your problem. That's your problem. And we sitting there, shit done. We done. We go to practice. And then from there, team find out, and I thought the shit was over. I mean, shit. They asked me, like, you had guns in the locker room? Like, this. You gotta remember, our locker room, we're in the locker room sometimes more than we are at home.
Yeah.
The house.
This ain't no regular job, nigga. I can come in this motherfucker anytime I want. Like, I'm in here more than the security guards.
Right.
Right? Like, I right now, you're gonna find jewelry in them. You're gonna find money in them, money bag full of money in them lockers, because that's basically safer than our house. Because when we go on the road, shit, motherfuckers can hit that.
They can't break into the gym.
They can't break into the gym. We got 24 hours, so that's like our home. So what I leave there, any job will find me for, because this is safe. This is a safe haven. There's guns, locker, rings, like you got every extra phone, shit, condoms, whatever.
All that.
You got it all in the locker room. So. So when they was like, yeah, you have guns, I was like, yeah, I didn't want them. Shit, I said I just had, another child, so I'm trying to get rid of my shit. So she was like, well, you can't bring, guns into the locker room. Since when? That was
yeah. A lot of people. That's what people. I mean, guns have been in the locker room.
That's my thing. I'm like, since when? Nigga, we had paintball shootouts at this motherfucker, BB gun shootouts at this motherfucker. I had to negotiate. Like, I remember, like a player, we got one of them team meetings and nigga want to whoop my ass. I got the heat on me just in case. I got to back up, nigga. Back up.
Yeah.
Back up. You ain't just going to be manhandling me in this motherfucker today. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I ain't taking that ass.
Back up, nigga. I ain't fucking with you today. You ain't just going to be beating on me. We got a game tomorrow, bro. You know what I mean? So, that's me, like, since when? All right. Well, all right. Well, they gone, whatever. So it's over. You know what I mean? And it's over.
But
they run that course, and it's Gilbert brought the guns, pulled them, and that was the story that went out. I didn't care at first because I don't care what the media say. What are you gonna do? I didn't touch no gun. I wasn't near no gun. The only thing I said was, yo, those was my guns, and I put them there. No one seen me put them there. I mean, shit, I'm the first person here at 6 a.m. Nobody see me do nothing. But what happened was it was getting so big, I was like, man, they gonna attack young boy. So that's when I was like, yo, I'll just take the blame for it. Fuck it. I'll take the blame for it. You know what I mean? I'll take the hit. You save yourself. And that's how we did it. So that's when he was like, yo, I'm scared for my life. Hey, do what you got to do. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hold a grudge because, one, I shouldn't have put you in that situation anyway. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we are still teammates and brothers. This is, you know what I mean? It just got out of hand, and
that was your rookie.
Yeah, it just got out of hand. We can't really do nothing, about it once somebody else, checks in on it. But we know what it is, so, I'll take the blame and whatever that comes with.
And then I remember the one thing, did you get in trouble? When you got suspended from that, or you got suspended from?
Nah, I didn't get suspended.
Because when they announced your name.
But that was the thing. They couldn't suspend me for, I done did all the research. So you couldn't suspend me. Like, the most was, you got 7 games, right?
7, yep.
Yep, you got 7. So I was like, and then Telfair got 3. And he was caught twice.
And I actually shot mine and got 7.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I said the most y'all can give me for unloaded in the locker room, no one seen that. 1 game. I said, that's all I'm accepting, fucking 1 game.
Yeah.
That's all I'm accepting.
That's all I'm accepting is 1 game. If not, I don't know nothing about no guns.
Right.
I don't know who brung them guns there. Y'all got some tape? Y'all got some fingerprints? I don't know who brung them. 1 game. I give you 1 game. That was my 1 game. So they decided, after I did it, I shouldn't have did it though, because I basically gave them my defense, and then they was like, all right, detrimental to the team. You're not mentally stable. After I did this, it was like, you're not mentally stable to be on the court.
Detrimental to the team. Boy, they got that.
Yeah, detrimental.
How long? What was that for?
50 games. And this is,
damn.
This was the part that really like,
no pay, right?
Because I'm not taking no fucking 50 crazies. I'm not taking 50 games. I'm not taking 50 games. I said, I'm not taking 50 games. He was like, well, I'm gonna go after the rest of your contract. I just lost my Adidas deal for, taking a felony case, 50 games, and you gonna go after I'm good. You said 50?
Right.
That's it. 50. Yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna take this 50 then. Shit. At that point, I'm not gonna. This is the same guy who put me in an All-Star game. I'm not gonna go against the guy who can actually make that shit happen for real. You know what I mean? So I took that 50, shut the fuck up. And said, all right, man, I'll see y'all next year then. Mm-hmm. And that's why I didn't get suspended for the guns. I took that 50 on detriment to the team. Let my name get out of the paper, let it die down, because I wasn't gonna let it die down. Because you're gonna come at me, I'm gonna keep coming.
Otherhood. I see you around, like I say, your Uncle Gil to my kids. Obviously, people don't know we have sisters that are related that we have kids for. But how important are the kids? I see all your kids with you all the time now, into sports. Talked about fatherhood.
It's different, because the fatherhood that we are while we're playing
It's a lot different.
Is a lot different than when we're done.
Mm-hmm. Night and day.
Because when we're playing, we can go weeks without actually having contact with the kids like that.
Because we're traveling.
Mm-hmm. Our sleep pattern versus their school pattern versus their sleep.
We locked in.
So we at the gym, and you see us kissing the baby and doing it. That's the first time I seen that little motherfucker, man. Yeah. Shit, I thought he was selling diapers, to be honest. I was proud he was walking. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's how it is. Yeah, we live together, but because of the schedules, we're just, I'm sitting here focused game. I'm still prepared. So once it was done, once I was playing, you're watching you. You know what I mean? You're watching you, your personality and all of it. And I remember I was like, man, this is what I want to do. I just want to. I want to be a father. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I was a basketball player. I wasn't a father, and I was a donor at that point. Yeah, they lived with me, but I can say I wasn't really.
Mm-hmm. We all been there.
Yeah. I didn't know birthdays and shit like that. Like, oh, who birthday? Which one? Oh, you 3? Oh, good job, bro. Big 3, bro. You know what I mean? That was that. So when I was done, it was like, I'm locking in.
Right.
And then when the breakup happens, like, nah, you're not gonna push me back as an athlete. Nah,
right.
I'm gonna fight to be a father now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? My dad, I was raised by my dad, so that's all I know. Mm-hmm. He raised me, and I'm gonna raise him.
Mine, yeah.
You know what I mean? And if we have to go to blows for it, that's what we gonna do. But when it's all said and done, they know I fought to be in their life.
I heard your court record is pretty impressive. What's the number?
I'm like Mayweather.
What are you?
51 and 0. Yeah, Mayweather that shit. You know what I mean? Go ahead, slice and dice. I don't give a fuck if I hear you go and say, hey, Yana, can I go to the bathroom? And they deny you, I'm asking.
Yeah.
Hey, Yana, I'm having a problem right here. Can I go to the bathroom? And she say yes.
Yeah.
Again, I'll win for anything. I don't care. Just to show you I got this shit on lock.
But it seems like everything is, at peace with the kids, and I think that's what's most important. How enjoyable is it now? Like you said, we're moving so much while we play, and now you sit back and your kids are good at it too. So how important is that to see them exceeding in something you exceeded in, and just kind of being there for the moments?
It's different. It's because of the breakup and how it went, I had to take a different approach. It was one of those as I need the kids to see my personality. You know what I mean? I want them to judge me for, what they see. Mm-hmm. I'm a big kid. Me and my son argue like we teammates. Like, bro, we don't, like, you know, and I remember a parent was watching us play and watching us go at it. And I was like, yo, you let him talk to you like that? I was like, I said, I can't use parent trump card.
Right.
That's how you lose your child. You know, you, like, at this moment, we're two athletes. One old, you know, we're battling. You know, whatever he got to say, that's what we're doing. I'm not going to use my parent trump card and say, yo, you, nah. And I said, nah, that's how you stop the growth. That's how you stop the communication. You know what I mean? So I had to take a different approach on, you know, how I got to, you know, get there and parent and watch them grow, you know, to get their respect. You know, you got to get the respect. You got to always keep that line of communication open.
Agreed.
You can't sit there and say, I'm the parent, you're gonna listen to me. Like, no.
It don't work like that.
It don't work like that.
It
don't work like that, even though that's how we was raised.
Right. It's definitely a two-way street these days.
We raised don't challenge us.
Don't talk back.
Don't talk back, don't challenge
don't
us.
Cry, don't, yeah.
You know, it's like, no, hold on, what
me
you gotta say?
Let me hear you out. Let me hear you out, little nigga. What you gotta say?
You don't like my cooking, why? Oh, because the shit just sucks. Got it. Okay,
either you gonna eat this or you ain't gonna eat that.
Shit like what's so funny is my dad would have never, I go like 4 different restaurants for dinner.
Oh, you let them pick what they want?
Yeah, because they gonna argue the whole time.
One want Wendy's, one want Chick-fil-A. Yep, that's how I go.
And
you
then
do
if
it,
I say, nah, you gonna have to eat got an attitude, like, you know, I ain't got time, because your mama thinks she won. No. You want this? All right, let me go in. I'm going all 4 in.
God damn it.
I'm gonna have one up on something, god damn it.
Yes, sir.
There was a story circulating with what the conversation you had about Kobe and kind of about you giving back in the basketball. Share that with us.
Yeah, it was crazy because you were in the same tournaments. You know, with your group, because I remember I was coming in. It was like, oh, Matt Barnes over there too, and then I was like, it's like, yeah, Kobe's over there. I'm like, for what? You know what I mean? It's like, for what? You know, that's how he coaches a girl team. He coaches his daughter. I'm like, really? Yeah, all right. Go over there and he's sitting on the bench coaching. I'm like, man, he's really
into
really
coaching.
Really taking this shit serious.
Practice 6 days a week. They ran the triangle.
Yep. And I'm watching, you know, you watching or see, like, you know, if you're just sitting there because you don't want to sit in the crowd, all right, making the subs, talking to the girl, like, oh shit, he's really coaching, right? And then, you know, catch him again at the Mamba, and he's like, yo, we played against your daughter, you know, I want her, you know, to try out. All right, where y'all practice at? Orange County. Oh hell no. like you 6 days a week. I gotta get her from here to there 6 days a week. And if she doesn't practice, you got to come off the bench to that team. I said, now I got to deal with this attitude the whole ride there and back because she ain't starting. Nah, we'll talk about it. Then he was like, man, you should be in here coaching. Like, what are you doing? I was like, man, I'm just being a parent. You know, trying to figure this shit out. You know what I mean? He's like, coach, don't let your brain go to waste. You know what I mean? You know, just, you know, give back. Nah, these parents, everybody think they child is good.
Yeah.
He said, dude, it looked like I listened to them parents. And I was like, man, true that. I was like, I'll think about it, right? A year ago, but you know, it goes by. And he mentions to me again, yo, you gonna coach? I was like, yeah, you know, I said, I'm thinking about it. The kids are in Oakland, right? It's the Oakland tournament. And my knee is killing me. I'm like, I'm just tossing and turning, doom. And I was like, it was like 6 o'clock, so I'm trying to wait, like, all right, 6 o'clock, 7, is he up? So I called the coach. I said, you know what, man? I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna join your coaching staff. You know, I want to coach. He's like, oh man. So we're going through the roster. Like what players I want on the team. You know, at that time it was 12U, but I was trying to put them in 14U, right? And I'm sitting here like trying to, all right, I'll take that player. And then I was like, all right, hit me after. I said, yo, let me know how they, you know, finish the game. So I'm on the couch, got a text, and it was like, you know, Kobe died. Right? And then I was like, 10 minutes later, Kobe who? And it's like, Kobe Bryant. Get the fuck out. I said, you don't play with stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
Fuck out of here, bro. And then, and then I'm like, why would he just say some shit like that? Like, playing the video, like, why would he say that? That was go on the internet, and then I'm just sitting here like, Calabasas. Nah, I'm looking at Calabasas. Nah, that ain't Calabasas. He don't even live in Calabasas. Why would he be in Calabasas? Oh, tournament. They play at 9. They play at 9 o'clock. So I'm sitting here like, oh shit, wait, hold on. And I posted and I erased. And I posted, I said, like, I think his daughter is on that plane because they have a game at 9 o'clock, so she will be with him. And then everybody's like, don't put that negativity out like that. And then I was like, oh shit, you're right. And then erased it. And I took that shit off. And I'm sitting there thinking like, but wait, hold on. And I had to call, like, yo, they have a game at 9. So I'm like, oh shit, one of the girls, or all of the girls that was on the plane was, the kids. And then like 30 minutes later it came out and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like what happened? Because the day I say I'm gonna do this coaching thing.
That he talked you into for almost 2 years.
And it was that was the thing that was eating me up. Like how, why? How, why? It even got deeper than that. So this is like 3 weeks has passed and we just had a play date. Alani. So Alani has a play date. So I picked the boy up and driving him. And he was like, hey, that's this is where, we're going back to where Kobe plane crash. I was like, for real? It was like right here. He's like, no, it's not over here. It's across the other freeway. He's like, I have it pinged. So I said, what? I thought it was right here. He's like, no, it's over there. It's in front of the school. Find out that the mountain, you remember the house on the hill? You ever come to that?
Yeah, the one way at the top.
That was
It's right in front of that?
Behind it. Technically, yes, in front. That was the mountain he was hitting to climb over. And I'm sitting here like, so that hurt like, wait a minute, hold on. The mountain that I used to...
He used to have this house up on the hill, bro, that you could see fucking Texas. Like it was way up there.
But when it got foggy, I couldn't see out my front door. So the fact that he was trying to climb that, there was no way. So basically he hits he's climbing this mountain and fall into the lady who owns the other half of the mountain. And I'm sitting here like, yo, like, how, why? It was too much connection. It was like, yo, I really gotta, focus and do this because there's something here. I don't know what it is, but something's telling me to do it.
Got to, in honor of him. That's spooky, man. Let's your podcast, No Chill Gil. You've kind of found your lane. What got you into that?
Accident. I ain't gonna lie. It was when somebody was, telling me, the podcast, and you on your first one, you probably like, man, I don't know if that went as well as I think it, so I had the first two, I was like, I just scratch that. They posted them anyway, but it was just to do something, and then once people started, like, yo, we like what you're saying, I started taking it, more seriously. But it was one of those things where I was just doing it just for shits and giggles, just to see what it was about.
Having fun.
Yeah, didn't really, take it serious. Didn't even think I was in a podcast. It was just like, all right, let me see what it is. All right, this is cool.
And now it's one of the better ones out.
Yep.
I think, just being ex-hoopers, there's no such thing as a bad one. You know what I mean? Because we're giving you real life experiences.
Right.
We're not some stat chasing, motherfuckers who just gonna say something just to get your attention. you know, we're going to give you stories. We're going to give you life lessons. Got to remember, we made it. We're going to have, you know, no matter how big or short our career was, we have one to tell. You know what I mean? So I'm giving you a voice that you didn't hear when I was playing. You got to remember, when we're playing, I'm memorizing when I'm going, yeah, both teams play hard. Yeah, you know, good, you know, if I had a bad game but we won, great team win. You know what I mean? You know, we're not letting you in because we don't know your angle.
Right.
We don't know your angle.
Absolutely.
You're trying
Use it
to
against me.
Yeah, you're trying to push a wedge through us. Like, yeah, motherfucker, I heard you say Gilbert didn't pass today. Goddamn, I heard it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you were right. I'm not passing him the ball.
Right.
You know, but I heard it. You know what I mean? But that's why, like, you can interview somebody and be like, yo, I never heard that story before. You was never gonna get it. You're a reporter. You're a reporter, goddammit. You're trying to find some angle. Like, we're athletes. We're having conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not in it for the wrong reasons,
You know,
like he says.
and that's you know, that's where, you know, what we're doing becomes liked. You know what I mean? Like, for you guys, I can tell you right now, I argue with my team every day. I said, you see what they posted 5 times today. They got a team over there. They got a team over there. You see the pictures? You see they steal shots? The steal shots look better in our videos. What are we doing? I said, you know what? If y'all don't get this shit together, I'm done.
Yeah.
I do that shit at least twice a week, bro. Y'all the reason I went to kids. I said the motherfuckers, they got A-list. Everybody A-list, bro. We got C's and D's, bro. C's and D's. Nobody want to hit his shit from these players. Like, they got Kobe, they got all A's, man. I was like, man, look, if you can't get A-list, I'm gonna talk to the kids, bro. We can go the kid route. And that's good.
Yeah.
I ain't got to do. They can keep the pros. Goddamn, we can't compete with them. You motherfuckers are just behind. That's why I went to the kids. I couldn't compete. Shit.
That's a hell of a lane, though.
I said they got Kobe. They got who the fuck got Kobe? AI. They doing all that? Nah, bro. Nah. I got Chris Duhon coming, man.
Hey, that was a hell of a thing to tap in for them high school kids, because that's giving them another lane. Like, they don't get a chance to sit with, especially with somebody like you, but they don't get a chance to talk about, like, stuff that they want to get off their chest this early.
Yeah.
Normally, you got to wait till you're in college, or, you know what I'm saying, you're in the college where you're a pro, but now they're getting interviews and being able to tell their stories early.
Imagine being a boxer, right? And Mayweather is who you're chasing. That's the standard.
Yep.
And he actually giving you the information to get there.
If you don't make it, it's on you.
Yeah, but that was the problem. Until we got into this game of podcasting, there was no information. We had to figure it out like everyone else. Yeah. No one came back and said, nah, you can't do that. Do it this way, do it that way. Because somebody was like, yo, why would a team want you on the team and you bring in guns to the locker room? Because I know not to do it.
Right.
I've experienced it. I've seen the outcome of it. I fell into the hole, got out of the hole. I know how to stop the next person from doing it.
Right.
You want someone who's been there, done that, to teach the next person.
Right.
How am I gonna learn to be a scorer from a defensive player?
Impossible.
How do I supposed to learn how to be a professional star or do this, and everybody around me has never been there before? I'm capped off. And I said, that's why some of you organizations never go forward. Because you guys think you're smarter than what you really are. You're not that fucking smart.
Right.
You want to pretend you're smart, but I'm not like Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi would never, if I'm owning and I'm the general manager of Toronto, he ain't leaving. I can offer him something that no one's even thinking about.
Right.
You got friends? Huh? They probably can't get here, where you live. They probably got child support issues.
Yeah.
They probably can't get passports. I'll do that. The fuck is that? $10,000, $20,000? You know what I mean? It's not like it's gonna be millions. You know, it's fucking friends. You know, $10,000. Let me go ahead and clean that up for you. Hey, I can give y'all jet flights. Y'all can come over here, fly. Your mama can fly out. You get them put them in the penthouse. You know what I mean? Get them passports and pennies on the dollars to someone you're gonna pay millions to. That keeps them in Toronto. But you be like, nah, we don't need to do all that because you thinking 200 million is gonna save. Nah, once the person get a bag, they ain't really thinking about that. You know what I mean? So it's like little things that you guys are so out of touch with. You guys don't, and because you don't have anybody in touch to keep you here. Because think about it, we've been players. Most of the time when we're upset, it ain't over nothing big. Be some little dumb shit. It'd be some little shit. You know, you done tapped into our ego. We gonna flex on you too, and I think that's the missing link. Is like you don't have players coming back helping build. Like this
they don't allow it. It's not really. That's not all. You know, players would want to. They just don't get the opportunity.
And that's Google. You think Google don't do searches for the best text? Yeah, they do. Like if y'all can $1 million hack my server. Gotta remember,
you good as hacked.
If you can hack my server, I got a fucking job for you. That's the audition. That's what he's looking for. You put $1 million out there, the best hackers are gonna come through. Come on the team. So you keep building, and that's what the NBA they don't build. Scottie Pippen, best defensive. Why is he not on the team? Gary, why these guys are not on teams? Like, I don't think Wall Street is gonna help you get a championship because I can tell you some of these trades y'all make not gonna happen.
Right.
That ain't going. Those two players clash. Those both need the elbow. This is like you got Shaq and Patrick Ewing. Yeah, that shit look great on paper, but they both want that block.
Yep. The same one.
Whoever gets there second, motherfucker, he just out of the loop because he can't play on the other side.
Yep.
But it looked great. It looked great on paper. You know, but they don't know that. They just looking at some shit, say, oh yeah, we need to shoot 30 threes. 30 threes, you know.
More than anybody.
30 threes? Who? I mean, there's only 2 motherfuckers on here that can shoot threes. Who's gonna take the other 18 of them shits, you know what I mean? And but that's someone who's just
Yeah.
They're just looking at stat sheets, looking at the algorithm.
Analytics.
You know, and they say this is the way the game needs to be. It's like, yeah, no, that team needs to be that.
Yeah.
You need to drive. you need to drive and get to the bucket, get some free throws, get a little mid-range. That's where you capitalize. You take 10 threes. Like, you got some of these guys who are shooting as many shots as fucking Ray Allen.
No, they can't shoot.
No, none. You know, but that's the way the game's going.
Quick hitters coming down the stretch. Favorite teammate?
Probably Larry Hughes or Antoine Jameson. Or Antoine Jameson. You know.
You +4 going to the blacktop and play. Who you bringing? You +4.
I'm going to bring... Going to blacktop?
Blacktop.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go to Sean Stevenson, Antoine Jameson, Karan,
Gotta have tough juice.
and Brendan.
Brendan,
You're just taking your wizard.
Oh yeah, because I ain't got to pass the ball to them motherfuckers, bro. You know what I mean? Should I average 29 with them all? I ain't gonna get rid of them.
But they broke
you know what I mean? I know what I'm
going.
I know what I'm gonna do. I can just shoot that shit.
Yeah.
Get it off the glass, big fella.
Top 3 people you love to see that you knew was going to guard you.
I knew it was gonna guard me. Kobe. Usually they done switched off and put somebody bigger. So, you know, like Bruce Bowen. I love, you know, when Bruce Bowen, because he was...
He gonna bring the best out you.
No.
He hacks.
He was good. He was good guarding 2s and 3s. He
Not
was
points.
not good coming off pick rolls and trying that shit going downhill.
Nah, he wasn't.
You know?
Yeah.
he wasn't good at
Yeah.
it. That wasn't his thing.
Yeah.
And probably Larry Hughes.
Top 5 scorers of all time.
Pure scores.
All time.
Yours. Your top 5 scores all time.
I got to be biased because I can only go as far as when I watch the game. You know, so mine's gonna be from
A window. Yeah.
You know, I can't go backwards.
Yeah.
I can't go to them old motherfuckers that there was 7 teams and they was playing the AAU schedule.
Yeah. I don't even want to. I don't want to talk about the
AAU schedule. Like
All dribbling with one hand.
Yeah. 2 black people in the whole league.
I'll say Jordan, Kobe, just pure scores. Jordan, Kobe, Kevin Durant, AI.
Yes, of course.
I can't sleep on Melo.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to
Each
sleep
birds
on.
they come.
Yeah, it's hard to sleep on Melo. You know, Joe Johnson has some, but you know, like he was a scorer, but you know, I gotta go with Melo.
Final question: who do you want to see on All the Smoke? And whatever your answer is, you got to help us get them on the show. Who you want to see on the show?
Shit, y'all done had everybody.
Nah,
He said, can you help us get some motherfuckers?
A lot of motherfuckers we ain't had. Your ace, we ain't had your ace.
Kyrie?
Swaggy P.
Y'all can have Swaggy, but come on, man, y'all A plus.
Look, I knew he was finna, that's why I said that. I knew he was finna say that.
That motherfucker's D- with me, bro. That's my guess, bro. That's my guess, goddammit. Dennis Rodman.
Oh, the worm. Hey, that'll be dope.
Good call.
That'll be dope.
I like that. Well, Gil, man, we appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Bro. Good to see you.
That's
boy.
a wrap with our guest, Gilbert Arenas. You can catch that on Showtime Basketball YouTube and the iHeart platform, Black Effects. We'll see y'all next week.
When unbeaten champions collide,
This is not a fight for the faint of heart.
expect all action. A fearless attack to win at any cost.
Oh!
And a fight destined to be an all-out war.
I am the end. Toe-to-toe we go.
Luis Neri and Brendan Figueroa clash for the world title.
This action is going to be en fuego. This is the end.
On Showtime.